Yeah, and so Doom's also like
That's insane.
an engine for dreams is how I'll put it to start. And what I mean by that is it allowed you to make your abstract kind of mazes and monsters into something playable. The whole concept of hell is utilized because hell makes for inexplicable non-Euclidean geometry, and you can get kind of abstract with it in ways that early 3D games can still make use out of. The distorted low-res repetition stuff is part of the charm because hell is repetitive and hell is monotonous and hell is a scary liminal space nightmare where you're in the same warehouse 5 times over.
I hate this warehouse.
But then you can make your own nightmares and share them in Doom.
That is true. You can share these horrible, lucid nightmares with others.
And you're making spaces, or the illusion of spaces. You're talking in a language, which is, Doom WADs, Doom level craft, stage design. We talk about video games as vocabulary. If you make a good level, you're having a conversation with the player, and
Doom's was the first Sims.
Yeah, Doom provided that kind of flexibility to players for the first time, and PC people for the first time. You get this game engine. You can make your high school in it. You can,
make your neighborhood, make a fantasy land,
make your whole D&D campaign with guns.
Oh, that's
But yeah, so it's this kind of shared hallucinatory space, but it's not like hallucinatory. You can actually make and share your hallucinations with Doom.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm tying in Jorge Luis Borges to all this. Jorge Luis Borges. Apologies on my enunciation sometimes throughout this conversation. It's going to be all over the place. But if Doom is some sort of medium through which weird abstract concepts like hell and demons and mazes and monsters and even like the ability to shoot those things with a gun and that be impactful. I say that as if there's like real demons where I'm like, in real life bullets don't hurt demons. But so even consider that kind of semantic trick of what we're led to believe is, real, not real, reality, unreality. And how Doom's a channeling device for that kind of a thing. We're going to get weird with the WADs as we progress through the summer. Because once we beat the developer intended use of Doom, we're not out of hell. We have to see other people's nightmares and other people's dreams and hallucinations. That's kind of how we start building solidarity and actually mapping hell out. We get out of our own hell and see the hell of others, and then we have a shared common experience of what hell is so that we can define and navigate it better. We're gonna play a lot of Doom, is what I'm saying, in short.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. And we're also crap blowing up everywhere.
I want everyone to understand I'm not a doctor or anything on this. I love criticism in media. I'm going to bring up the word ontology, and I urge you to look more into ontology as a concept on your own. Because in short, it's the study of like reality or the examination of like what constitutes as real or at what level are things real. I'm bringing this up just to give some real basic understanding so that we can talk more about Borges in this regard. Just ontology, the questioning and the examination, the study of what constitutes real.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a lot of movies for Hell, Evan, honestly. We watched Naked Lunch as kind of a bookend to Umurangi Generation last weekend. This upcoming weekend is Fight Opera, Saturday the 7th. We're not going to be streaming any movies to the theater that weekend, but if you go to twitch.tv/Fight Opera, we're going to be streaming a wrestling show. If you're in Austin, Texas, come out to the show. It's at Austin Beer Works. Look up Fight Opera for more info on that. But the weekend after that, we're going to screen Barton FInk. That's going to be the first kind of official in hell movie. I won't say much more right now because I want to get back to Borges and ontology and all that stuff, but so what I was describing with Doom as a mediator between taking totally abstract ideas and making them into something somewhat physical. As Jacob said, we've taught rocks to do math, and now they lie to us, and it feels like we're playing something unreal.
Strapping rocks to our face and indulging in a world that is not real physically.
In ontology, there's kind of a classification in some branches. It's a broad field. There's many ideas at play. One I want to get at is this idea, and it's also in the description text for this stream, of absistence. I say absistence because it is the third in a line. Let's talk about that line for a moment. There's existence, which is what Jacob and I are doing here right now, breathing. We are real. And then there's subsistence. Subsistence is kind of not real, but applicable to reality. A good example of a subsistent object would be like numbers, math. The things that drive the machine to do the choices it's doing as we hit these inputs, summoning an illusion of something real. Math creates a logic that can be used to measure and apply itself to aspects of our reality to help them make sense or be in order for us. But then there's absistence, and absistence are ideas like thrice removed from anything. They don't really exist in reality, they're fake. Fake in the sense like there's no physical need or reason or place for them. Works of pure fiction, or I would say the trolley problem. Too many people take the trolley problem and go like, oh, life is a trolley problem before. No, the point of the trolley problem is it's a thought experiment to place you in a position to make an ethical call, and it's about what you were doing in that scenario and what choice you were acting on, sort of a thing. It's not to say life is a trolley problem, get used to it. Like, no, the trolley problem is an abstinent object. It is there for thought exercises. Not political application. Yeah, Zeno's paradoxes. You can think of it this way. So I talked about Zeno's paradoxes a little earlier on the intro, but we got kind of to a slow start. Honestly, Jacob, you seem to be doing pretty well at this level as I ramble about Borges and abstinent objects.
I'm trying.
But yeah, Zeno's paradox, where, the math is you walk to a place, you're cutting the distance in half, you're cutting the distance in half, you're cutting the distance in half. You're never arriving, though. Or, Hercules and the turtle, where the turtle always has to be ahead so that Hercules can pass him. Or is it Achilles? I don't remember exactly. Does Zeno also have the paradox where, as technology improves to speed up the means of production, the efficiency of production actually decreases because there's an increase in demand that exceeds what was previous due to the new efficiency on the supply side? I forget exactly, but that's a paradox worth looking up. But yes, these kind of things are abstinent objects. And so Doom as an engine takes people's abstinent ideas and turns them somewhat subsistent, I'd say, in interesting ways. And the way you look at these paradoxes is like, oh yeah, the logic doesn't add up or the math doesn't add up, but in reality, you just close that distance. You just walk that distance and you've arrived. It's limits to our imagination, but not limits to physical reality. Blank spaces or blind spots in our rationale or logic. That's what Borges is poking at when he's talking about the infinite, and he's talking about infinite libraries or immortal beings or weird geometry.
Yeah. And Josh Foreman, how many angels can dance on the head of a pin? We need to get on this. 17.
You're pretty confident about that, damn.
Yeah.
You know what? I just trust you. Like, okay, sure, Jacob.
Listen, you got to have confidence.
Definitive answer, 17. Got it.